My ex demanded child support for a kid that is not mine and my feminist sister is on her side. I took them both to court and made them pay big time. A couple of months ago, my ex contacted me. I believe that she may want to reconnect or something, but she showed up with a 5-year-old child, claiming he was my son and she was demanding child support. The child's age matched the time since we cut contact, but I don't believe her. I offered to take responsibility, pay all the costs, and be an active part of the kid's life, only after making a DNA test. My ex acted offended and demanded to just give her the money she deserved. She used all the excuses she could, even contacting my family to tell them I was trying to avoid taking responsibility for her child. When she ran out of excuses, the DNA test was finally made, and surprise, I'm not the father. She was so mad with the result, and cried about the money, saying it was unfair. I left her crying that day and ended all communications with her. Moving on, there was a little party at my parents' house. My brother started to joke about the situation with my ex. My friend and I started to joke about it too. We were laughing like crazy when my sister appeared very angry and pushed me against the wall. She heard our conversation and she was really mad. She started to yell at us about how horrible people we were for being mocking of a poor woman. A few hours later, when the party ended, she asked me to go to the kitchen with our parents, and she started to say how awful I was. My sister is a very active feminist and she thinks that I am oppressing my ex by subjecting her son to DNA testing, and she thinks that I have tampered with the results because men can do everything they want. My brother and I were like, are you serious? When she started to say how I forced my ex in to be a single mother and that I have the moral obligation to help her. My dad only said that we maybe were being too cruel by making jokes about her, but I wasn't responsible for that kid. My parents and my brother are on my side, but my sister kept calling me horrible for ruining my ex and her child's life. My sister decided that she wouldn't talk to me until I take responsibility. She is totally on her side, and even after showing her everything, she said that none of that matters, because a woman's word goes first, and that's all the proof anyone needs. Also, she said that even if you are not the biological father, you have a responsibility with her, so, you must be man enough to take charge of them and start acting like a real man. She was a lost cause. After that, my ex and my sister came to my workplace. They made a big sign with my face, that said he abandoned his child and irresponsible father, and started a drama, saying all their bullshit. They intended to shame me and use the social pressure to force me to give my ex money. I was told by my boss that this better never happens again or I'll be fired. Because I've had enough, I contacted the lawyer, and we redacted a very long detailed paper against them. My ex was extremely freaked out when she knew about it. She was begging me to drop it, she offered to take back everything she said, to never bother or even contact me again. She even tried to guilt me, saying that I would be ruining her and her son's life, but honestly, I don't care. I got tired of being the good guy a long time ago. She messed with me, now I'm fighting back. And for my sister, the lawsuit at first only made her worse. As her attempt to shame me and my job didn't work, she moved it to social media, spreading her BS about me abandoning my child and exposing my legal actions like acts of censorship and misogyny. But in the end, that will be worse for her, not only because I can dismiss her defamation easily, but also is more evidence in our favor. At this point, almost all of my family knows what she did. Some of them think my sister is crazy. My lawyer's strategy was to add all the things we could think of, from the harassment and the defamation, to the attempts to put my job at risk, parental fraud, everything. My sister kept calling it a bluff and kept posting all her BS on social media. Now, as every single word she posted against me, came back to bite her butt when it was used as proof. My ex ended up accepting to compensate the damages off court and left my sister alone in a battle she started. When my sister realized how big things really were, that she was alone now, and she would lose, she freaked out, deleted every single post she did, and tries to pretend she never did what she did, but at that point, we had all the backups, screenshots and recordings we needed. On the last conciliation meeting, she broke down crying, begging me to forgive her and not make her this. But she did this to herself. She had multiple chances to stop, but she kept pushing, and ended up facing the consequences of her own stupidity. She had to pay me a good amount, plus all the legal costs. My mother helped her to pay it, but now she has a considerable debt as my dad demanded her to pay them back over the time.